Hey, welcome to Craft Central Designs. So please just stop by my channel today. I have for you today this adorable bunny head with florals wreath made from the Dollar Tree bunny frame wreath form. This can be made totally from Dollar Tree materials. This wreath is very easy to make and perfect for the beginner crafter. Welcome back to my current subscribers and to all visiting my channel today. I hope while watching this tutorial that you feel inspired to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and leave me your comments. And I hope you feel inspired to make one for your home or to make one as a gift. Okay, let me show you how I created this adorable bunny head wreath. I have here the wreath form from the Dollar Tree. I spray painted mine white. Being that I'm going to be making my bunny all white with all white deco mesh, I thought it would be a good idea just to give it a coat of a white spray paint. Doesn't have to be a perfect coat, just enough to hide those green wires. I'm going to be making these very pretty bundles, if I could speak, with the woodland method. And I did something a little different with this one. I applied a layer of the snowball tulle on the top. You have seen me do this before, but I'm going to be showing you how I do that again. I have there some Dollar Tree deco mesh in white. Of course, they have plenty of that. I also have a roll of the Hobby Lobby deco mesh. It's 40% off every other week. I will be using the Dollar Tree mesh tool there, the snowball tool, but I'm going to be using Hobby Lobby deco mesh. Now I'm showing you here that if you cannot find that snowball tool, I think it's actually called snowball mesh. I believe that's the way they worded it on the package, but it's actually tulle. If you cannot find that, I remember that I purchased some of that snowball tulle on Etsy last year, and I bought it. I remember it was in a 10-inch roll, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I ended up going to Etsy, and I found a shop on Etsy. I don't recall the name of the shop, but if you do a search, you could find it. And I ended up having some of that tulle left over, and I did use some of that today. I have a couple of sheets of white felt there. I'm going to be applying those to the ears of the bunny, and then I'm going to wrap the ears of the bunny with that snowball tulle. I have a bunch of white pipe cleaners. I think it's very important to use white pipe cleaners when you're using deco mesh as a solid mesh on your wreath. Otherwise, your pipe cleaners could show through. I'm showing you here a selection of florals, most all of which I got at Hobby Lobby. I purchased my florals at Hobby Lobby at 40% off every other week. However, I did look through the florals at the Dollar Tree this week, and I saw some pretty ones that actually looked of a better quality. And the one I'm going to be showing you next, I love. And I can't believe I'm saying that about Dollar Tree florals, but it is so pretty. Look at the beautiful leaves. It's got teeny, tiny little lavender flowers. Love, love, love it. I'm going to run back to Dollar Tree and buy every one that I can find. That's how much I love it. And I can't believe I'm saying that. I never say that about Dollar Tree florals. But you could make this bunny head wreath with all Dollar Tree materials if you could find that snowball tulle. They really carry a lot of that around like July 4th for the red, white, and blue colors for the holiday, but I had a really hard time finding that lately, but I did have a couple of rolls in my stash, so I was able to use mostly that snowball tulle mesh from the Dollar Tree. Now, if you're able to find that, I would purchase 3 to 4 rolls of that tulle because you're going to be wrapping the ears. And again, let's just say that you are not even really that excited about the snowball tulle. You could use regular tulle. You could use white, regular tulle on the little bolt, and that would add a nice little texture to your rabbit. And you could wrap the ears with that as well. So just offering you options. Also, as far as options, you could make this bunny any color you like. I'm going to be making a pink one, as a matter of fact, for someone. But anyway, I'm doing the woodland method here. I'm creating 2 rolls with the deco mesh. And then for the top, I'm going to take a 16-inch piece of the snowball tulle and just scrunch that right up with my fingers. I'm not going to roll it on the ends. I'm just going to scrunch it up, and I'm going to pop that right on top of those 2 other rolls that I made with the deco mesh. I just roll up each end 2 to 3 times, scrunch it up the middle till I get to the other side. And then I put all 3 of those together and wrap a half of a pipe cleaner around it. It's that easy. So it's the woodland method. Each piece of my deco mesh I cut in 16-inch pieces, and that is a 5.5-inch mesh from Hobby Lobby. Now, if you're going to use deco mesh from the Dollar Tree, I would suggest you buy, I want to say, about 3 rolls of the white regular deco mesh. Now we're going to be placing our bundles on the middle wire of the body of that, well, actually it's the head of the bunny. I'm sorry, it's not the body. It's the head of the bunny, for heaven's sakes. I have to stay on track here. Okay, so I ended up placing 14 bundles. 2 pieces of deco mesh, 1 piece of snowball tulle per bundle. Each piece 16 inches, and I used the woodland method. I filled up that head of the bunny just beautifully, and it has a lot of texture, and it's really beautiful. Let's see how it looks so much cleaner on the back side if you spray paint your wreath frame. So I'll be cleaning up all the pipe cleaners in the back there, snipping them off, pushing them down inside. Now I'm going to be tracing around the ears of my bunny. Now, one thing in hindsight, I would say, if I had it to do over, and I actually am going to do it over because I'm going to make a pink one, but I think I would have done the ears first. So you may want to do that. Do the ears first before you do the put the deco mesh on. So I trace around each ear. You're going to need 2 pieces per ear because I'm going to hot glue a piece on the top and then a piece on the bottom. Now this is going to create kind of a solid ear, or a solid layer, if you will, to wrap the tulle around, and it makes it's a nicer, cleaner effect. So I'm just going to cut that out with my scissors. And again, I did 2 for each ear. I adhered 1 on the bottom and 1 on the top. Now these do not have to be perfect. You could just trim up the edges after you get them all glued down, but they don't have to be perfect. And the reason why I say that is because you're going to be wrapping that snowball tulle or a plain tulle. You can purchase the tulle on it's kind of on a bolt. You can get that in the sewing department. Every other week, it's 40% off. You could also find this at Walmart or practically any other store, such as Michael's or I said Walmart, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Amazon, craftoutlet.com. It's very easy to find. What's hard to find is the textured tool. Now, as you can see here, I'm just putting a very fine stream of glue. I'm starting at the base of the ear, and I'm doing it in sections. And I'm going to go all the way up the bunny ear and adhere that piece of felt. And now I have that adhered, and you can see I have some trimming to do there. So I'll just trim that up. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be all wrapped up underneath that snowball tulle. Now I'm going to be doing the top of the ear. And I'm going to adhere that with hot glue the same way I did the bottom. I start at the base of the ear, work my way up all the way to the tip. Now, if there's one thing I could say about this wreath frame, I wish that they had made the ears just a little bit longer. But be it as it may be, they're not. So I just worked with the ears as they are. Now, they do have the same wreath frame at Hobby Lobby. So if you're in Hobby Lobby and you can't find it at the Dollar Tree, they do have them at Hobby Lobby. Okay, so I have both of my ears all covered with the felt. Now I'm going to take my 16-inch pieces that I cut for that snowball tool. Now I had run out of my Dollar Tree tool at this point. But no matter, if you have the Dollar Tree tool, you're going to do exactly the same thing. I fold it in half, stick it between the ears, and bring it all the way down to the base of the ear. Now, while I'm wrapping it, I'm kind of gathering it. I'm not laying it out flat and covering the ears. I'm pushing it down and creating kind of a gathered look. Kind of just let it wrinkle up a little bit. Now, when you wrap it around this felt, this is what I mean. If there's any imperfections in your felt cutting or anything like that, it's just going to be covered up. Now, I do all of my gluing on the back side, and let me tell you, you need to have your, as I'm starting to glue without my finger protector, I'm telling you, you have to have it. But trust me, I put mine on. Because there we go. I knew it was coming. Because anytime you deal with tulle or burlap, anything like that, deco mesh, when you're gluing, oh boy, it's a great way to burn the heck out of yourself. So I fold again another piece. I fold it in half. I'm trying to show you how pretty that snowball tool is there. Okay, so I always do my gluing on the back, as I said before. So I'm starting another piece, so I'm just going to hot glue that down. And I'm going to continue wrapping my bunny ear until I get all the way to the end. And the great thing about wrapping in this method, where it's kind of gathered and just, it's uneven. I wanted it to look that way. Just kind of gathered up and scrunched up on that ear, as that it hides everything. And this is very easy to wrap because it doesn't have to be perfect. I'll try and give you a good look at how I gathered it up here in just a minute. Keep your finger protector on because you will need it while you wrap the bunny ears. So now I think you could see why I preferred to put the felt piece on, because it really provided like a solid white base for the ears. And it's another piece of 16-inch tulle. I fold it in half. And I'm going to continue wrapping that ear all the way to the tip. Now this tool is very easy to work with. And if you have any edges that need just a little touching up of the alignment on the ear, anything sticking out, and plain words. Very easy to just put a dab of glue and just push it down or in or back or whatever you need to do so that you have kind of a smooth line to the ear. I did have to go around and do that with mine. So anywhere where I just wanted to touch up the look a little bit, this tool is very, very forgiving, and you won't see any of those glue spots where you applied hot glue at all. You see how I gathered it up? I'm trying to show you there. Now, when you get closer to the end, you'll have to do a little bit of kind of gathering and pressing down of your tool just to get it to go around the tip of the bunny ear there. And again, like I said, the tool is so forgiving, and the hot glue works like a charm on this. So again, I used about 4 pieces of the tool at 6 inches wide and 16 inches long. Now you can cut your tool in whatever lengths you would like to work it around the bunny ear, whatever you feel most comfortable with. I was comfortable with the 16 inches. Now when you get to the ear, you're going to notice you have to work that tool a little bit more than you did toward the bottom, because you see where it can peek out a little bit from the edge of the ear. So that's where the hot glue comes in. And again, I do all the gluing on the back side. I love the look of this snowball tool for this project. I think it's just really pretty for a bunny head. Okay, now I'm getting to that point where it's a little bit trickier, but simple enough to do. You just have the patience to wrap it and glue it down so that you can go all the way up to the tip of that ear. Now you can see how I'm kind of working my deco mesh, and how there you can see I'm going to press that down just to kind of shape the tip of the ear. But I make sure I always have on my finger protector, because this is where you can get really burnt. I hold it down until it's completely dry. And that hot glue is going to be enormously helpful right here when you're trying to smooth out the edges. See how I'm doing that? Smoothing out the edges. A little bit trickier, like I said, when you get up to the tip of the ear. I wanted as smooth that edge as I could possibly get of the ears. So like I said, I did go around and with my hot glue gun and my finger protector, and I smoothed out any areas where it was a little bit, I guess you could say, jagged. Just, it's so easy to do it with this tool. Now, I remember, and I don't know if any of you remember this, but Michaels used to carry the most awesome tool with like polka dots and daisies on it. Oh my gosh, just beautiful. And it was put out by Celebrate, that they do the beautiful ribbons, and now they have nothing like that. So I don't know what happened, but well, you could just have so much fun with those tools, and it would have been so much fun to have that for this bunny. But I was wondering if any of you all have seen that tool at your Michaels. Maybe they just discontinued it. I don't really know, but I sure do miss it, because I used to do a lot of baby gifts. I used to dress up like really plush, cute teddy bears, and I used to create like tutus and all that for like a gift to put in the baby's room. Oh my gosh, they turned out so beautiful. But I used those tools from Michaels, and I'm kind of stuck on that subject, but I'm just wondering what happened to them. Anyway, let's move on to the bow. Now, of course, there's a bow. It's going to be on the left, at the base of the left ear. Now, you do you. There's only I don't know, hundreds of choices of ribbons that you could use, colors that you could use. I'm just using this very cute ribbon, and I want to say I got it on craftoutlet.com. So I'm going to create a 4-loop bow. This is a nice, beautiful quality ribbon, sturdy, wired 2.5 inch. And I'm creating this bow in the way that I always do, folding my loops over, pinching it in the center, catching it with my thumb, taking my other fingers, crunching, smashing that ribbon down there and putting it underneath my finger to hold those loops. Look how pretty this is. Fold over your loops. I want to say I made my loops about 8 inches long. I don't want this bow too big on the head of the bunny. So I scrunch it down there in the center, take my fingers. See how I did that? That's how I form my loops. That's how I secure them in the middle. I'm going to take a full-size pipe cleaner, wrap it around those 4 loops, right down the center, bring it around the back, twist the pipe cleaner. And now I am going to create one single loop to go right down the center of that bow. So I twist my ribbon because I always want the pretty side of the ribbon up. Most ribbons have 2 sides. Now I'm just going to turn that under. I'll show you again. Just turn it under, take my thumb and press it down in the center. Do you see me do that? And I take my other hand, scrunch it up in the center, and I'm just going to take the pipe cleaner from around the back, push it right through that center loop, bring it around the back, twist it, and I have a beautiful bow. If you would like to see a slow, methodical, detailed tutorial, look through my playlist. I have a number of bow tutorials. And I take it very slow and explain it very thoroughly. So now I cut my ribbon off from the spool, and I have one tail on the top and one tail on the bottom. So I'm going to take the one on the top, fold it in half, push it through the loop, bring it all the way through, bring it down, and now I have a very pretty bow for the head of my bunny. Now you could do this with Dollar Tree ribbon, 2.5 inch. You could do this with 1.5 inch ribbons. If you are looking for ribbons, Amazon has a lot of Easter ribbons. Hobby Lobby has Easter ribbons, 40% off. Again, Dollar Tree has those ribbons in Easter. They have quite a selection, actually. Michael's has ribbons. Now I'm going to simply take the tails of that bow, place my bow around 10 to 11 o'clock on that wreath frame, and with my tails pointing outward. Now you see I have flowers. I have gone around my wreath and placed my flowers where I think I'm going to want them to ultimately be. Now I haven't glued anything down yet, but what I can tell you is I took my larger flowers, which were actually rather small, placed them on each side of the bow, 2 on each side, and then for the rest I just filled in with small flowers. Now you do you choose the flowers that you like for your piece. I did add a little bit of greenery to mine. That greenery came from that flower that I picked up at the Dollar Tree that I was so in love with. I have to run back and get some more. I can believe it. That's me talking. Oh, good grief. I'm not a Dollar Tree florals person, but I really love these. Now, you can use Aleene's tacky glue. a combination of Aleene's Tacky Glue and hot glue to glue yours in if your wreath is going to be outside in the heat or extreme, weather changes. Mine's going to be on the inside, so I just used hot glue. And last but not least, I am going to bend my bunny ears. So easy to do with this wired wreath frame. Again, I wish they had made the ears a little bit longer, but you can bend yours in any way that you want. Maybe you just want to bend one ear, maybe not bend an ear at all. That's up to you. But anyway, I think this is so, so pretty. I put a pipe cleaner on the back, right down in the center, between the ears, to hang the wreath by. Now, I wanted mine a solid white like this. I wanted a solid white bunny head with just the florals and the ribbon. You could do this wreath in many different ways, but this is the way I chose, and I hope you love it. The pink roses were just divine on this wreath. I absolutely loved the pink roses on there. So now I'm just going to take you for a little tour like I usually do anytime I do anything floral. So I put one rose, and I don't know what the name of that yellow flower is, but it's so pretty, on one side of the bow, and then I reversed it, and on the other side of the bow, I did the same flowers, and then I just added in some small, and then smaller and smallest. And I added some greenery. After I decided where I wanted everything, I just hot glued everything in. And here you have it. Now I know it's a little bit more difficult to see on my white Adirondack chair, but I don't normally make an all-white wreath. But you can certainly see that snowball tulle and what it adds to that wreath. I absolutely love this. I think is just, I don't know, precious. Love, love, love it. And I hope you do as well. If you're not currently a subscriber, I hope you will consider becoming one. Let me know what you think of this wreath in the comments. And until next time, you all take care.